So Martin O'Malley was kind of a strong debate, if you ask me. In the beginning, he was the usual, not saying much, lots of talking points on ISIS that really didn't say anything.
I didn't give birth to a boot.
Yeah, and I met a woman. Oh, please stop telling us about the women and men you met with. It's such an old political cliche, right?
Yes.
And she said, no, don't refer to my son's boots. Ugh. But in the second half of the debate, when they're talking about the economy, I think he's done really well. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, I raised taxes. I raised them by a little bit. You know what it led to? Our state being #1 in education. Damn.
Right.
That's a great point. And he said, yeah, I fought hard to raise the minimum wage, and we raised it, and guess what? We had great economic results. So now when he makes a case that he actually carried out progressive policies in Maryland and they worked, well, that's by far his best case. So I actually think he's done better in this debate than everything else combined in the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. That was the first time that he caught my attention and honestly made me want to applaud him. So that's great. But, I mean, you can't even compare O'Malley and Bernie when it comes to answering those questions. Like, Bernie is straight talk, right? Mm-hmm. And he doesn't care about how radical he sounds. He talks about disposable income, how important it is for that to stimulate the economy. And it's absolutely true. Like, it doesn't get brought up enough. Like, the economy isn't going to do well if people don't have money to spend in the economy. It's the way it works, right? It's very simple. And I love how simply he presents that notion.
The framing of it was incredibly frustrating. The first question was, so I found a person who says it's going to cut jobs. So how many jobs is it okay for it to cut?
I know.
Well, how about, there are also some other effects of it, like maybe drastically improving the standard of living for millions of Americans, many of which have kids, many of which are working multiple jobs. And maybe include that in your framing.
Yeah.
And there was literally a question at the bottom of the screen on CBS, like how much will the minimum wage hurt the economy? No!
The risks of raising the minimum wage.
The risks of raising the minimum wage. That's horrible framing. So it's totally fair to ask tough questions, and they have asked tough questions here, unlike the Fox Business debate. The Republicans got nothing but, soft hands treatment. It's okay, I like asking tough questions. I want to know more about the candidates. That's the point of the debate. But don't do Republican framing right on the screen there as we're in the middle of a Democratic debate. Your ideas about the minimum wage suck, all of you Democrats. So now answer the charges.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not the right way to do it. And so don't get me wrong, I think Martin O'Malley's been strong in this debate, but Bernie Sanders coming in very strong also with corporations getting away with murder and the pharmaceutical companies ripping people off. Oh. So nobody's going to go over the top of Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Oh, and also apparently Jaden Beck at SciShow have fact-checked Australia's minimum wage is apparently above $17 an hour. So Hillary should feel confident now. Now you can do it, okay? There's someone else that you can put the blame on if it doesn't go well.
The cost of living in Australia is higher, but...
Of course, but if you're going to say objectively that nobody has a higher minimum wage, it's not true if someone does have a higher minimum wage.